Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Can the people who aren't in the room
I can.
see and hear me?
I can.
I mean, can see and hear generally speaking, but hear me now with what I'm saying at this minute.
Hello,
Yes,
Ken.
Okay, so you're gonna find my brain is slower than usual today. I think Crimson's about to stab me in the ribs.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's incredibly slow. So, just...
I'm slow.
Yeah. You're slow tonight, aren't you? You said, oh. Oh, Joe.
So, Immortal Joe, member of 21 months.
So excited.
For this
Super
weekend.
excited. I might pop. Just so you know. Or wee myself. I'm not sure which. Don't know what's messiest.
I think I need more details about what popping means, but it's probably best left unthingied. So as possibly it goes without saying, I'm having a bit of a slow brain week, by which I mean there's not a lot in there. Busy day at work, very busy day at work. And talking about stuff. Yes, talking's what is the thing that we're all here for.
Tell what you've done this week.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just prompt in.
Tell them what I've done this week. Excellent. Can't wait for the weekend from Scott Hilditch.
Scott.
20 months for the Emperor, Hydra Dominatus. Oh, Mick super chatted. Roll on Saturday. Thank you, Mick. Much appreciated, sir. So there might be someone out there who doesn't know what's going on Saturday. So it is.
And if you don't, it's disgraceful.
So it's our community campaign event at Tabletop Events in Belper. And it is a narrative campaign, 5 games across 2 days, deciding the fate of the system known as Scarlet. Specifically, Scarlet 6, which lies beneath the gaze of the Crimson Ribbon, a potentially stable, narrow passageway from one side of the Cicatrix Maledictum to the other. Potentially. And both the Imperium and Chaos are vying to control the nearest system to this to this thing. And it's going to be fun and games. There are still a couple of tickets available. Anyone interested, check out the Tabletop Events website. Still 3 tickets left, I think.
Just the 3?
Just 3, I think. I think there's an Imperial Guard ticket, a Demon ticket, and a Genestealer Cult ticket. You might notice that Genestealer Cult's neither Imperium nor Chaos. All I have to say about that is shh. Come on, brain. So this week, what have I done this week? Well, today is the longest day, first day of summer, and it's sweltering in here at the minute. Crimson has the fan, as is right and proper. I am sweating.
You can have some fan.
No. I'd far rather you were kept to the appropriate temperature. I've taken my socks off. So.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's why your eyes are bleeding.
Oh.
Yeah. Charming.
Indigestion.
That was just due to me getting the order wrong for tea. Again.
Yes, my salad, the only part of it that was healthy and it was forgotten.
I thought I'd clicked on salad, tapped on salad. What I actually tapped on was no salad. It had the word salad in it, in my defense. It's not much of a defense. It's a silly brain. So, other stuff that's gone on this week. Well, I am off work from end of tomorrow to finish off getting ready for the Crimson Ribbon. It has been, let's see. It's been a crazy busy last week, to be honest, but not busy with actually gaming or producing videos, producing hobby videos. I've had 4 products to review for G-Dubs, and the videos for those, 2 of which are up already, the Sylvaneth and the Skaven. The other one, the General's Handbook, we're going to talk about tonight, because despite it being a match play supplement, I had a look through it, and there's some interesting stuff in there, so I wanted to have some conversation about it. I say conversation, it's more a monologue, looking at a reflection of myself on the screen. I'm sure a therapist would make something out of that. But yeah, so there was that. I have to say, very, very much enjoyed the Skaven book. I think with a couple, I really had to look at niggly things to not be happy with about it. I think they have done an absolutely excellent job on that book. I think it's great. I very much look forward to, Clan Pestilence is all about people just dying of disease, very little physical damage, most of it mortal wound related. Clan Escher is all about knocking off your opponent. Sorry, I need to make this be silent. Phone be gone. The Clan Eshin stuff, that it's all focused on assassinating characters and heroes and sneaking around behind the enemy and being all super stealthy. It's great. Clan Verminous is all about weight of numbers and big leader rats. Brilliant. Clan Molder, some of the things they build are horrific, utterly horrific, horrible flesh crafted abominations that even make other Skaven feel sick. And yeah, you get that vibe from the book. And last but by no means least, Clan Skyer, the maniacs who build wizard technology, blend magic and technology together and stoke it with warpstone. Absolutely mental. They're good. They're solid. They're they do what it says on the tin until you go, Mama! In which case you've got every bit as much chance of blowing up your own unit as immolating the enemy. And I can just see I can see the hilarious potential for that. So very, very big fan of what they've done with that book, and I'm looking forward to playing it enormously. I'm tempted. I've ordered some castle walls from GameMat.eu, and I'm hoping to fight some battles set in the Siege of Excelsis, because the Siege of Excelsis has Skaven fighting in the city and Head Knights of Slaanesh fighting in the city, and then forces of destruction knocking down the walls. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, we have a super chat from Paul Gray. Roll on the weekend. Militia being packed away for the weekend. Photos have been taken. Also, Coke sponsorship. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. Still no sponsorship deal. I don't know.
I'd stop drinking it in principle.
What would I drink instead?
Vodka.
Oh, I'd die. So yeah, the Skaven book, big fan of that. Sylvaneth book, has that gone out? I'd die blind. Ah. Yeah, reviewed that yesterday. It was late. I wanted to get it done. That went up today. I like the feel. There was less to put in with it. With the Skaven, they were trying to put 5 clans into one book in a way that blended and didn't make you go monofaction, which they successfully did. So I really liked that. Sylvaneth, they didn't have that problem. It was very much a one book, one faction kind of deal. And I think they did. There was nothing that made me go, wow, this is amazing. But there was plenty that made me go, that's nice and characterful. And it feels either green and renewal-y or spiteful and vengeance-y. And I think they're the 2 personality types that Sylvaneth kind of have. So, yeah, and they've done a nice job of tidying up some of the rules that didn't quite gel with 3rd ed. So, yeah, good book. There's another book there's another review I filmed a while ago, which will go up at some point soon, but I can't talk about that book yet, so I won't. And then there's the General's Handbook, which we'll talk about this evening. So they were Sunday-ish. The rest of the weekend has been spent on Oops.
Sorry.
Am I leaning on your laptop?
You was.
Sorry.
Yeah. It was just going a bit.
Sorry.
It was going a bit like sideways, and now we're turning my head on the side.
I'll readjust my book.
Pardon?
I'll readjust my book.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Kev's having a few problems with his membership, and I've just been saying he'll always be a member, but he doesn't, because he's gone like grey now rather than blue. But he's just having a few problems, but he's going to sort it out.
Right out.
So just so you know, if you see him in grey,
no problems, Kev. Just get yourself sorted. It's fine. It's
yeah,
absolutely fine. And it's not for me to. If people want to drop in and out of being members or not be members, that's something, you know. It's all down to what people want to do. There's no obligation.
Oh no, it didn't mean to. It's just done it. It's done it wrong or something. It's not renewed it.
No obligation at all.
But Kev can't leave.
That's you saying that, not me saying that. No,
only because we love him, he can't go. But anyway, sorry.
I mean, technically it's kidnapping, but in like a virtual way.
Sure, it was like it.
Yeah. Well, moving on. So yes, the weekend was mostly spent hobby-wise writing up missions and doing templates, getting logos onto templates, doing test prints, lamination, that kind of stuff, doing registration forms and grids and tables, working out logistics for the event. Yeah, a lot of that. So it's been busy, and I've got so much more of that still to do, which is what my Thursday and Friday are going to be all about, as well as
hour.
You're merging, aren't you? You're
not on Friday.
Not on Friday. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, but I was coming with you on Friday.
Yeah, you are. But I assumed you'd also still have other merchy stuff to do. But
almost finished merching.
OMG.
I know. I am merched out. I am fed up of seeing your face and my face.
And the logo of the Crimson Ribbon.
The logo looks fabulous, guys. It really does.
Do we have a physical one I could hold up to the camera?
No.
I don't think we do. Well, I've got a picture on the phone I could find. Yes. We're going to go for a low-tech, high-tech solution here. Gallery, pictures. There we go. That's the logo.
Oh, sorry, just the logo. Yeah,
That's the logo for the Crimson Ribbon. It's meant to represent the sort of chaos, assault, imperial defense, loyalty, treachery, all those shenanigans. Designed by Crimson, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, all by myself.
All by yourself. So, how's your week been?
It's been very merchandising and consumed by teapots.
Teapots apparently come in many sizes.
Oh,
and
teapots.
if one just orders a teapot, one does not necessarily get what one expects.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. And the teapots I ordered first, they just sent lids.
To be fair to them,
we ordered
the lids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the lids came, and then we ordered some proper teapots, and the proper teapots came and would be okay if you were a tiny tears doll, because they were very, very, very small.
They were 1 cup canteen.
They were
pots.
1 cup, like posh people have. And then the right ones have come today. So I am happy.
It's third time lucky, isn't it?
It's third time lucky. I've ordered more teapots as well. So yes, Mick, if you want some extra teapot, an extra teapot, you can have one. On the day, by the way, I've got a PayPal account set up, but I think I'll probably sort it out on the day.
Yeah,
maybe.
pay with the merch. Yeah,
probably first thing. If that's okay with everybody.
Apologies for people who aren't actually involved in the event, but it's so close and it's also exciting. So, there's definitely lots of event talk.
There are teapots. I didn't realise you didn't know. I'm sorry, Mick. Oh.
That's Moog.
Oh, is it Moog? Oh,
yeah.
Moog. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there are teapots, Moog. Yeah, I'm mixing it up with Mix. No, actually, Mick, the tea hasn't actually winged its way to me yet. I think it must have been put somewhere safe.
It's in the kitchen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. But I will be trying it in one of the teapots. Got to do it. To bringing it with me on the day.
I remembered something else I've done. Is there more that you've done? More from your week?
Moog, why didn't anyone tell him they were teapots? Well, what did you make copies? No, I'm only joking. Would you like a teapot? I know you're for a teapot, Kevin. The teapots were all down to you. But Moog, I can save you a teapot.
Anything else in your week?
And nothing in my week, no, just apart from full of merch.
So I did manage to do a tiny bit of hobby stuff. I have remembered this. So I've been listening to what have I been listening to? Books, but it's a lot of stuff before and after the siege of Excelsis, and I came to the conclusion that I want to, if I want to fight any of the siege of Excelsis, I need Cities of Sigmar stuff. Now, I happen to have. I was in the process of building an Empire army when they killed Fantasy Battle off, so I've got about 600 points that I've started to convert over on the bases the same way I did with my Skaven. I think I've also decided to do the same with the Ogres, because I got 4,000 points of Ogres basically sat around, and I'd like to be able to use them more frequently than randomly finding someone to play Fantasy Battle with. I say randomly. One of my old friends who I only play Fantasy Battle with getting together. So, yes, there's a bit of base transference there. Hair's sticking out. Oh no, there's some bits falling out my ponytail. I appear to be going for the mad scientist look. So, I would like to talk a bit about the General's Handbook, which GW have sent me free of charge for your reviewing pleasure. So you get 3 things in the General's Handbook, and I opened it up because I was interested because I've never seen a General's Handbook before. You get pitched battle profiles, so points adjustments. They're in the app anyway. You get tokens for battle tactics and other things. And I'm like, yeah, okay, tokens, fine. Then you get the General's Handbook itself. The first thing I noticed is the rules reference is written on the back. And I thought, that's quite handy if you're carrying this around with you anyway. Then I thought, yeah, but you're carrying other stuff around with you. And then I kind of had a bit more of a look inside. So the book has a number of sections. It's got some of the generic rules for this season. Fine. The general stuff about how to fight pitched battles, battle plans, and updates to endless spells, and then a copy of the rules. So the core rules are in this book. Same detail as from the thingy book, the main rule books. You only actually need this book to play because it gives you rules and it gives you the battle plans. Now, the battle plans themselves lend themselves to narrative play a lot more than I might otherwise have expected. So, for example, this one here, battle plan, the Realm Stone Cache. Now, there are the usual matched play elements to this. There's score victory points if you hold 1 objective, score if you hold 2 or more objectives, you hold more than your opponent. And then you've got the battle strategies and your grand strategies. Now, they are more narratively oriented than the ones I see in 40k, certainly from my perspective. So your battle tactics, gaining momentum, an eye for an eye, desecrate the lands, out-muscle, against the odds, barge through enemy lines. These are all things, when you read the descriptions, they're all things that feel like they fit in a in Gur, in real savage lands. The Realmstone Cache mission itself has got 1 objective in the center of the battlefield, and then on turn 3 it explodes, and you randomize on the table where the fragments fall. And it is still fundamentally about controlling those objectives. Now, that feels like you can have a really nice narrative game with that, whether or not you included the match play restrictions on your army list selection, whether or not you include the secondary the battle tactics or the grand strategies. I wouldn't be averse to trying the battle tactics and grand strategies. I'd have a go and see how they work. These feel much more akin to the Eternal War deck for 40k that they brought out relatively recently. Even things like, so this one, Turf War, all of the territories are contiguous. So there's no man's land in this. Close to the chest, the map, again, it's contiguous, but it's in a weird shape, and the objectives are interestingly spaced. Despite the fact that it's an objectives game, there are little twists on the majority of the games that make them feel different. Rallying points, which make it easier to return slain models. Caught on a mission called Won't Back Down. Head-on collision. And then it's where it makes reference to Galletian veterans. So it's set in Gallet, which is a district of Gur. Now, it's obviously switching things up from a match play perspective. However, they have done it in such a way that actually makes it feel like it could be a bit of narrative. So there's a description of Gallet. Arid, cracked, and constantly blasted by devastating cyclones, the continent of Gallet appears hostile to all but the hardiest forms of life. Yet, as everywhere in the realm of beasts, predators dwell here in vast numbers. Gallet's surface is riddled with chasms and honeycombed by underground caverns, and these places are home to nightmarish chitinous invertebrates that emerge at night to feed. And there's then it talks about tunnels of death, which have been borne out underneath the region of Gallet, lots of caverns and so on. And it then, let me find the page, has realm rules. So there's friendly battle line units that have a wound characteristic of 4 or less gain the Galletian veterans keyword. Now, there are a number of special rules that apply just to Galletian veterans, so it makes them more about your battle line than about your than about the rest of your army. It makes having battle line worth doing as opposed to it being a token to allow you to get more stuff. Now, that doesn't tend to come into it in my games because I don't build my armies that way, but it definitely encourages you to go heavier on battle line. So, for instance, proving grounds is a mechanic where each turn, whoever takes the second turn identifies one objective on the battlefield as a proving ground. Only models with the Galletian veterans can contest an objective that is the proving ground. There's another rule, bonds of battle, which represents the nature of fighting when you're really packed in. So it actually abandons the range for determining whether or not you can fight in melee. It's models within half an inch and within half an inch. It's the sort of 40k side of things. But I like the way they're sort of rolling that in to this is all really cramped thing, and it's only for battle line. There's a realm sphere magic, the Gaze of Gur. You pick an enemy unit, and they halves the numbers of a unit when contesting objective. Oh, the screen's gone orange. Sam Nash has super chatted. Don't often get time to watch, but keep up the good content. Really enjoy it. Also excited for this weekend. Thank you, Sam. Much appreciated. And looking forward to seeing you and everyone who's coming. Charles. So thirsty. So again, that's a buff to battle line. Another reason to take it. Oh yeah, the Gaze of Gur. It's about objective control. So this is a realm sphere spell that anyone has access to that you can use to debuff your opponent from holding an objective. So the tussle around controlling objectives is a key in this edition, in this season. There's also a command ability that you can use. Overwhelming Assault. Use it at the end of your charge phase. You play it on a Galletian veterans unit that has 10 or more models, and then you pick a unit within 1 inch that's got one characteristic of 4 or less, and roll a dice. If the roll is greater than the number of models in the unit, the strike's last effect applies to an enemy unit in the following combat phase. So you get to overwhelm small units with your battle line. Your core battalions, you get bonuses like counting as multiple models for the purpose of holding objectives. Headhunters in one of them adds one to the damage characteristic of a weapon in the Galletian veterans. So yeah, all about your battle line units being harder. There are the grand strategies are also. I think some of these are because I don't use them. I'm not terribly clear, but I think some of these are from the main rulebook. But there are a couple of specifics. Demonstration of Strength is a Galletian veteran unit only one. If you've still got 3 veteran units left to start the game, and Show of Dominance, you complete it if you've got veterans in all 4 quarters of the battlefield. And as I said, the battle tactics, some of these are Galletian as well. Head to head. If one of your Galletian veteran units destroys an enemy Galletian veteran unit.
Ow!
You all right? Did she get the hole in your jeans with her claws?
Oh,
Vicious little furry thing. So, do you know, if I hadn't, it's a stretch to say I've sworn off match play. If my inclination had not been what it was to play war games the way I do, because in 8th Ed I played match play, and it had never occurred to me to not play match play because they were just the missions with the game. Narrative was more of a sort of, hey, you can do what you like here, because a lot of my games were pickup games with my friends, and you want to have a fair fight and a loss, and no matter what scenario you're kind of choosing to play. If I was still in that mindset, I'd have zero problem with that, because the missions all seem to play to the character of the mission. I don't find that with the 40k ones. I think that as a match play supplement, I could play that and still have fun and still feel like I was playing a story. So I wasn't anticipating on using that. And with my lack of background in match play, I thought, a review of it won't really get people what they need to see. But I definitely thought talking about it in a Ramble context was a good idea, because, yeah, there's some interesting stuff. And that was worthy of the shareage, I think. How would you have questions?
Yeah, I've got some. I've got Mick earlier on, but I didn't want to stop you while you were on a roll. Did you see all the talk on the chat about the follow-up narrative event in this CR General chat?
I glanced at it. So in the Discord, there is discussion of trying to arrange a narrative event, an orc versus orc throwdown. My brain cannot comprehend the chaos that would ensue in an event like that. I think I don't think I'm going to think about subsequent events until Crimson Ribbon is.
Where would we have that? Would we have that here?
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 No.
It'd be too big, would it?
No. When it's sometimes there are some channel members who come over and play games. There are some friends who come over and play games. Some of those events I'm happy to do here because they're quite small, they're compact. But where it's a sort of general buy a ticket, open invite sort of thing, they would need to be at a venue.
Okay,
that wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
No. So, for instance, at the end of July, James and Mick are coming over, and we're playing all the missions from the Thundia campaign book, and we're filming them all. And that's a weekender to do all that, but it's very controlled, it's very focused. That's the difference with those sorts of things.
Okay, fair enough.
Hit me.
Okay, so I just wanted to say this about poor Aaron. He's had to cancel because of the trains, but he hopes everybody has a good time.
Yeah, gutted, Aaron.
Oh, I know.
Gutted.
Pixel Reaper says, if Skaven aren't killing themselves in droves, they really Skaven.
No, if they're not eating the one next to them as a light snack or pushing them in the way of danger so they can run away, they're not Skaven.
Teutonic Knight says that it makes him mad that AOS don't have Skaven slaves anymore.
Skaven slaves, yeah.
I miss throwing 300 of them out in WFB and laughing.
Yeah, I haven't rebased all my Skaven slaves because they're clan rats now, and there's just I don't know that I'll need that. I mean, when the army gets bigger, I'll need more clan rats, so I'll rebase them then. I think it's a feature of the nature of the game mechanics of AOS that units have a much higher minimum value because in the likes of Fantasy Battle, you can kill a couple, rout the unit, and then run them down. And you've used a superior unit to hack to death 100 inferior troops because you've run them down as they've fled. You simply don't have that in AOS. You also had templates where you could take off big swathes of things. The bravery mechanic, the battle shock mechanic means that, exceptions aside, you will never lose 100 models in one go, and a one wound model has a minimum value that is significantly greater than a one wound model did.
Easy for you.
It is not in Fantasy Battle because it's from a mechanics point of view, it's as easy to cause a wound to a giant as it is to cause one to a goblin. Now the goblin can survive less easily because it's not got the number of wounds and so on, but it's a nature of that game mechanic that means mass horde armies aren't a thing you really see because the mass hordes are much more expensive, relatively speaking, than they were in other previous games. It's true of 40k as well. I mean, because the morale mechanic is very similar, you're not running units down. The only way to reliably kill units is to deal wounds to them, which means there is a minimum. There's a maximum you can get through in a turn. Oh, thirsty. Next.
I was just turning the brightness up on my laptop. I thought we were going blind. Okay, so Christian says he's glad to catch up with us tonight. That's Christian. We've met Christian before, didn't we, at the at Paulfest?
Yes.
He says, isn't that the point, Paul? You should be able to buy a rules book and play. You don't buy a TV remote and not have the TV to watch.
Yeah, I suppose it is a sad indictment, the fact that I've gone, look, all you have to do is buy this one book. Back in the day. But you don't, do you? You have to buy this one book and an army book. So you got to buy your General's Handbook and your Battle Term Sylvaneth. See, it's still sat here. I probably still have to say, GW sent me this for free. You got to buy 2 books. But with your 2 books, you can play the game. 40k less so.
I just wanted to let Aaron know we are going to be doing some filming, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
I am. So we're going to be doing some filming, so you'll be able to catch little bits of it, so you'll not miss everything.
So you're going to do a hobby vlog, aren't you?
I am going to do a hobby vlog. I am, yes.
And hopefully we'll be able to put it on the public YouTubes so that people can watch it and get the lowdown on the Say Hi Paul events.
Yeah. That's a good point, because when we do the registration, just need to know if anybody doesn't want to be filmed or anything like that. So we'll do that on the day.
We'll cover that on the day.
But yeah, it should be great. So just not just for Aaron, for everybody, but just wanted to let you know, Aaron, they'll be out there for you to watch. And Mr. God, because I can't say that word and I'm not going to try tried to say it.
Sanguinary.
I know, I can't say it. It's the end bit I can't do. So how many stompers does it take to change a light bulb? Maybe answered in an orc event. An orc
They don't change the light bulb, they crump it. They crump it.
Squish it.
And loot a new one. And if it doesn't work, they smack the mech around the head until he makes it work. And then in turn, he hits the grot.
And Mick says...
And the grot changes the light bulb.
If the oak narrative event becomes a thing, he's going to buy and paint 3,000 points of...
Maybe this
for the event.
Maybe this should be a community event that someone in the community runs, and I turn up and play at.
Yeah, Mick. And I think that's it from me. I've just had a quick look at Discord, and there isn't any. So just so you...
I could have sworn there was some stuff on there, so I will just...
Oh, right, okay. Well, not according to my...
Just for my own satisfaction, I will just have a quick peek.
Yeah, the only things I can see were from last week.
I know my phone says there's unread stuff on there, but it might be a couple of weeks since I've read any of it on the phone. So, I've got the Discord updater running. Please log in. Log in with QR code. This is where you get to see me point my phone at the screen.
Celestar says now that HH is out. How long is it till say hi Paul buys an army?
You're trying to log in with your computer. Yes, log me in. Hooray! Logged in. You're going to have to put a pause on that question, I'm afraid.
There isn't anything.
Huh. Yes, there are. Oh, they're on here right, and they've just been put on this evening. There's now the Horus Heresy out. How long?
Read that.
I thought you were reading it from the.
No, I've just read that. Right. No, I've just read that out. That's what I've just said. That's the only one on there. But then there's the question that Aaron's just asked on there that he asked.
Okay, so there's three on here. Actually, there's Cadfile Relic Hunter asks, has 40k lost its fun side? I think it has. What on earth is this on the screen?
What's that? Murph, what you up to?
Murph gifted 5 Say Hi Paul memberships. I did not know you could do that. Well, thank you, Murph. So that's been
a lovely
gifted
thing
to P-Right. And yeah, wow. Thank you, man. I mean,
that is so kind, Murph.
I did not know that was a thing.
I will hunt you out at the weekend. That is a really nice thing to do.
Yeah. So those of you who've just been gifted memberships, check out the community tab in the on YouTube, because in there's a link that'll let you into the Discord. So if you want to join the community for all the chattages, then yeah, man, awesome, thank you. I did not know that was a thing. Murph, gutted I can't make the weekend. Real life in the way. Have a great time, all. Man, legend. Thank you.
Again, there'll be things to watch.
So, has 40k lost its fun side? I have much less fun playing 40k than I used to. I find 40k is a lot more about admin and looking stuff up now than getting on and having fun. So I would say it has, is my opinion. AOS, on the other hand. Love me some AOS. Celestar, now that Horus Heresy is out, how long buys say Hi Paul buys an army? How long before say Hi Paul buys an army? It's gonna be a long time, I think. Because two reasons really. One is that I love the setting from a story point of view, but I'm not a fan of a setting that is set in the past that has such a strong narrative about it. It makes it very difficult to build your own narrative games, and rather than just replaying things that already exist in the game's history. That's one reason. So I've never been attracted to that kind of game. It's one of the reasons. I've known people who've done historical games and stuff. Never been a fan for that reason. The other reason is I am swimming in projects and models to paint and things to do, and I am starting to get to grips with all the armies I need for AOS. I can't sign up to doing another 20 armies, because that's what starting to play Horus Heresy means, is I'm doing another 20 armies. Now, ironically, if it was a Great Crusade game, I'd probably be much more inclined to play it, because none of that's written. You know certain characters survive, but that's okay. You know that whenever you play with Dante these days, he survives, because you playing the game with him can't write him out of the story. And we say things like, grievously wounded, taken away by battle brothers, or into a healing coma, found later on by recovery ships as he floated through the vacuum of space. There's narrative instruments to make all those characters survive. But I think the Great Crusade would be an awesome opportunity for lots of different new and weird and bizarre armies. And so not likely I'm going to do Horus Heresy. That said, it's a lot closer to the 7th ed game mechanic. I feel quite attracted to playing the game mechanic. It's just not in a setting I'm interested in. So, who knows? Maybe it's just a tester for 10th ed, or maybe they're genuinely keeping them separate, make it a different game. Maybe 40k is the tournament game. Maybe it's the cash cow, and the others are growing. Who knows? Because I certainly don't. Aaron 582, not my idea. All praise goes to Mick. But what are your thoughts on having
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just trying not to run you over with
you won't run my feet over.
My wheels. I like the idea of having an orc-based narrative event. I have no idea whatsoever whether I have the brain power or the willpower to do one through. Because one thing I will say, the Crimson Ribbon and the organization of it and getting everything ready, and it has taken an awful lot of my time that I have then not been able to spend on channel stuff, doing battle reports and hobby videos. And it's been weeks since I've played a game. So I need to factor that in. If I were full-time, which I'm a long way from being able to do, then absolutely. That said, just because something isn't necessarily a campaign that's as detailed and as complex as what we're doing for the Crimson Ribbon, I mean, orcs, just the idea of orcs turning up and belting 7 hells out of each other for 5 games just to see, I don't know, which clan is bestest. That sounds like an amazing weekend in its own right. So who knows? Who knows? Which clan is the best? So maybe. Kind of feels like something I would like to play. Necessarily run. But then again, I'd get to be all in character. Yeah. Or I could do. I think I discovered at the weekend that I think I have more of an inner Skaven than an inner orc. I just felt incredibly Skaven-y when reviewing that book. Like, yes, kill. Mama! You kill. My sneak run. So yes, but I definitely need to learn some vocal exercises to not knacker my throat, which that very small lapse into character has just done.
That's what Christian's saying. He's just saying that there would be a lot of husky voices after an orc event.
There would, and not only that, but we wouldn't be able to hear each other after like game 2 because everyone would be going like "wah" in the first game, and then everything would be all really husky and whispered. Watch your weapons. What are you hitting on? And you go 4, yeah, okay, -1. We'd have to invest in like chalkboards for everyone beforehand. -1. What?
Christian says, Paul, do your Blood Angels follow the coloured helmet regime that we used to see years ago?
Well, let me ask that question with a question. Do you really need to ask that?
Is that a yes or a no?
He knows.
Okay.
It is a yes. They also have black trims on the shoulder pads because that's the way Blood Angels look. None of this 5th edition, oh, they're all red now. Oh, no, it was the Angels of Carmine that had the black trims. No, screw that. Blood Angels have got black trims. Look, Second Ed Codex says it. Helmet types says it.
And just wanted to shout out to Zeb, who's building his Hershey Spartan and listening along.
Hershey Spartan?
Her Heresy Spartan.
Heresy Spartan.
Heresy Spartan. That's my right.
Isn't Hershey
I was
chocolate?
thinking about
American
chocolate. I was thinking about chocolate.
The problem is, I would get you a stash of chocolate, but the problem is,
you eat it.
I know
every time,
but it's never gone when you get it. I always replace it, but the problem is, I'll eat it about 3 or 4 times and replace it 3 or 4 times. There's been 5 bags of Jelly Babies in the diabetic tin for about 3 weeks now, and I've not touched any of them.
Very good.
And one in the glove box, just in case. So
in case I die.
In case you need sweets. In case you medically need Jelly Babies.
Jelly Babies save lives.
They do indeed. But you can't get them down a straw.
No, but you can melt them in the microwave.
You've still got... Oh, really? You can pour a Jelly Baby down someone's throat after you've melted it?
You can,
yeah. Right.
Jimmy says... Jimmy was one of the guys that had the Mirth membership. So I've got everybody's names, so I'll do a shout out at the end. So thoughts on Death Watch Boss?
You might need to give me a little bit more than that. Thoughts on...
Which stops you from going deaf.
Depends what you do with it. So I'm not sure. When you say Death Watch boss, do you mean like a Death Watch orc boss? Or what are my thoughts on Death Watch? And you're referring to me as boss? I'm not sure. I'm not trying to be facetious. I don't understand. Help, Jimmy. Please rephrase question. Clarify. Oh, surely gifted memberships get some lobster on lobster action.
Yeah, I was gonna make him put it on while we did the shout outs. Yeah, absolutely.
Green lobster?
Oh gosh, yeah. Of course.
For gifting memberships.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you see, Moog pictures Moog. As in fluff gameplay. I'm a bit dumb. Oh, Jimmy. As in
you're not dumb. What do I think?
Yeah.
What do I think of Death Watch? Yeah, you're very sensible. You're very wise.
Very, very, very wise.
I like the background of Death Watch. I like the fact there's Xenos hunters, similar to Grey Knights. One of the problems, is that the right word? I don't know. One of the things about them in 9th Ed is the codexes codices are written to be powerful against any opponent, whereas Deathwatch, I only see them being used against Xenos because they're a specific elite task force, highly trained, highly skilled, and highly equipped to take out Xenos threats. So the idea of Deathwatch being sent to off some tracers, I'm like, no, that's just not what they're being deployed for. There are enough Xenos threats across the galaxy. The Deathwatch is sent to kill the things Deathwatch are meant to kill. And that's my exact same opinion about Grey Knights. I just don't see Grey Knights fighting orcs, fighting this, fighting that. They are there to fight demons. And they go where they go to fight demons. But because they, from a competitive point of view, they need to be able to fight effectively against any army, none of their rules are specific to fighting their main foe. I mean, there might be the odd one here or there. I think there's the odd one here or there. I think there's with Grey Knights as an example, there's like a relic that does bonuses against demons, but I think that's mostly it. So that's my view on the Deathwatch. I really like them as a narrative tool, but I find there are few games that I am happy playing with them, and I wish the narrative better reflected what they're meant to do. There you go. One strat versus Xenos. There you go. At the whole book. I'm liking the Green Lobster. So definitely, Green Lobsters are for gifting memberships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. Immortan Joe, as a Grey Knight player, I'm so sorry. That's your job.
Go for it.
Sorry. As a Grey Knight player, I'm so sad the only thing directly versus demons is a relic, warlord trait, and a single tide. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you, buddy. How are we doing for questions?
No, I've not got any, but I've just been doing the welcomes to the new guys.
All righty. Nothing else on Discord.
I did say that.
Yeah, no, we've done the three that are on. I mean, nothing else since 5 minutes ago. Can I answer that one?
Please yourself.
Okay. What would you want to see in a new? I mean, I don't know what the answer is. It's fairly. What would you want to see in the new Demons book? I would want to see some mechanics around reality being unstable in their presence, because they only occur in those kind of. They're either summoned by something, in which case there should be a mechanic in other books for summoning demons in, or the veil between the Immaterium and real space is thin, and they are appearing spontaneously, albeit for a relatively short period of time. So I would like to see something around I would like to see something around reality deforming around them. I don't know. That might be something like similar to I mean, there are open war cards about reality changing, warp storms. There may be something about what the area is like the demons are fighting in. A bit like you sort of pick background special rules for certain like Black Templars, for example, can pick vows, and that vow works for the game. You might have a situation where you had different levels of sort of warp activity in the area, sort of background that might have a plus and a minus. You might have sort of like massive warp storms. I mean, that might cause a problem with, I don't know, visibility. I'm making this up now, but it might heal D3 wounds back into each demon unit each turn or something like. I'd like to see some kind of mechanic like that. I think. Have you got more, or should I keep going from the thingy?
Keep going.
Okay. Are you excited about the new squats? Curious what your thoughts on the faction as a whole. I cannot wait to have angry bikers on hover bikes running around with old tech, yelling "Aye, laddie!" and shooting stuff in the face. So yeah, looking forward to that immensely. Is there a dwarf faction in AOS? There are a couple of individual dwarf factions, and the cities of Sigmar have dwarves in them that they refer to as the Dispossessed or the Ironweld Engineers. There's not a single dwarf faction, and I'm hoping the two factions that you got, the Caradon Overlords, who are basically like steampunk Ferengi, is my best description of those, and Fire Slayers, who are mercenaries, vicious mercenaries. There's nothing that's sort of generic oldie worldy dwarf apart from Cities of Sigmar, which is much more of a generic anything that doesn't fit into a faction goes in there kind of thing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that Chris isn't very well. I hope she gets well soon. As someone with 100 armies, how do you keep your hobby mojo up? I try not to force it. Is the simple answer. If I'm not feeling it, I don't try and force it because it puts me off. And I wait until I feel it, and then I follow my muse. If I'm struggling with a project, I don't struggle, I'll park it. And then when I feel the inclination to do something, I jump into it. And Donald asked about Horus Heresy mechanics. I'm not dabbling in the Horus Heresy. I'm afraid that's to bridge too far at the moment. Oh. Do we have anything else?
No, we don't.
Okie doke. Okay. Then I think we should meander towards the thank yous.
Okay. Do you want them? They are.
Do you want to do them?
No,
am I doing them?
No, it's fine. They are the guys that Murph
Okay.
kindly.
Okay, so super chats from Mick, Paul Gray, and Sam Nash. Thank you guys. It's very much appreciated. Number of folks used their membership comments. Joe, Mick, Murph, Scott, Pixel Reaper. Thanks for being here such a long time. Their longest there being 21 months. 20 months. Wow. Has it been going that long? Wow. And then big shout out to Murph for gifting 5 memberships to Jimmy, Sanguine Regard, Muldis, Gunther Grasshouse, and P. Wright. That was a legendary thing to do, sir. Absolutely legendary. But did I miss anything? Big shout out to Crimson for.
That's not on there.
No, it isn't on there. But I was trying to gloss over the one thing that I'd missed and sort of flow into it a little bit more. Fine. Okay, so you might spot this now. So big thank you to Crimson for all her help and support. And get well soon, Chris. I hope you recover and hope you are able to come up for the event this weekend. And I think that's everything. Have I missed anything still?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all for joining, and stay safe. I'll see some of you at the weekend, and I'll see the rest of you in the next one. Bye for now. Say bye, Crimson.
Bye, Crimson.
Bye.